Oh, what's going on? Welcome. Konnichiwa. Coming out of Tokyo. Right now. All kinds of fire up. What a great day. Rough start. But man, Tamyra Stock brings it home, and we've got an Olympic champion. Amazing run by Tamyra. So much to discuss. She was utterly dominant throughout, never a doubt in her final match. And yeah, I'm Christian Piles, and I'm joined by the crew. The Party Boys are here. The Dangerous Knights crew.
Knights.
Mm-hmm. Got JD Raider, John Kozak, Andrew Spencer Spey, his best party shirt. And it's, hey, on a personal note, big day for me. Not only because I'm here, not only because Tamyra Stock won the freaking Olympics, but I am a new uncle. My youngest brother Ryan had a baby girl like several hours ago. So I'm really feeling good. It's going well here in Tokyo. What's up, boys?
Nothing. Just riding high. Still here in Austin because we got ourselves an Olympic champion.
Yeah, from Texas also.
That's right.
We haven't FRL'd since the Olympics started. Of course, you guys have been doing the marathon of the watch party, but Adeline gets it started really, really strong. Makes the Olympic finals, falls to Germany, Faken, and bummer there. But to start with a silver medal, we've only had 2 other finalists ever, so a little perspective there. It's a huge, huge deal, and then to have Tamyra win it. It's just so, man, it's exciting. We're in like sort of first place in the unofficial, but we say they're the official team scores of wrestling.
Yeah, it's amazing. And to speak on Tamyra a little bit, she had the toughest draw. She had to go through everybody too, and it was not close. No, it wasn't. I mean, a little scare there in the semi when it was 4-4. I got a little nervous, but not really. I mean, she's far and away better. And that Ukrainian Pak Dosho, like, she is very, very tough. And I would like to see her wrestle Blessing, because that could have been that would have been a really good match. But yeah, I mean, you think about what Tamyra has established here. Like, not only does she go through an Olympic champ, not only does she have a really tough draw, but the resume she's assembling in the last year. I mean, she beat the Olympic silver medalist up a weight like a couple months ago, not that long ago. And she's really cemented herself in that pound-for-pound discussion in a way that, if you told me that would be the case in 2017, 2018, I would have said not very likely. In 2016, she won this spot and was unable to qualify the weight. We did not qualify. We did not have an Olympian at this weight. And then DNP's in 17, and then bronze in 18. You're like, okay, here we go. And then wins Worlds in 2019, and now we're looking at Olympic champion, maybe the best women's wrestler pound for pound in the world. How many wrestlers across all 3 styles could say they could bump up a weight class and beat the Olympic finalist, the Olympic silver medalist above them? Like, I can't think of,
No one.
Maybe,
nobody. Maybe 74, but no.
I think the Russian could beat Mihan personally. I think he'd take him out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
How about that guy? My gosh, we have a lot to talk to. I can't be here very long because I have to go back to the press conference and do that. But man, Mihan is they really got this thing started with a bang with him and Kayalp in the semi because of the random draw. And it's like, this guy's timeless. There's no doubt in my mind he could do this again in 2024. 3 years from now, the wheels fall off, they do fall off fast, but man, he's not slowing down. He hasn't been scored on since the 2008 Olympics.
Look, I'll be the first to admit he would have been my pick
to win. I'm not going to go against a 3-time Olympic gold medalist going in, but I have my doubts. I mean, we've seen this man once since 2016 and haven't seen him for 3 years or whatever, 4 years. So I there was a question mark for me. He obviously removed all doubt, and it's like, yeah, now he can come back in Paris in just 3 years, and why not? It wasn't close. Kyle, who's possibly the third greatest Greco-Roman wrestler of all time, literally quit like in the second period, had nothing, and it was actually like kind of hilarious because Mihan literally started celebrating with 13 seconds left on the clock.
Mm-hmm. That happens so much in Greco where they just like
they love it.
Seconds left. It's it's never like they're down 9. It's only like they're down 3, and they're like, "All right, done. I'm done with this. You win." And they're totally cool with it. But yeah, he's amazing. Oh, I know I'm skipping around. I'm a little hyped up, but we got to talk about these draws, boys. I mean, I said it in the video. I'll say it here if you didn't see it. We got the best draw for the guy that was least in need of it, in my opinion, with David getting a fantastic draw. He's gonna moonwalk to the finals. In my opinion, I don't see him being challenged. But man, Gilman's is tough, and then Helen's is diabolical. It is beyond. I mean, it is like if you just had to go worst case scenario, this is it, because not only does she have a really tough first round match, not only is probably the favorite to win the weight on her side, but the way the order of the things happen, it makes it so Helen is not only not favored to win some of these matches, but it's going to be so tough for her to get pulled in unless she can make her way to the semis, because Kawhi is so amazing. So huge task in front of her. Thankfully, it's Helen Maroulis, right? And thankfully, I'm gassed up for Helen. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because I've been around. I'm just, you're talking to people, and it's like, hey, don't think for a second you're going to see the Poland Open Helen. That is not going to be the case. We're going to get a different version. Now, can that version run this gauntlet? I mean, this path is tougher than what she had in 16, except with respect to her final match against Ishida. It's going to be a banger, but fortunately, I think she can do it. Talk about her draw a little if you want, boys.
I'll go ahead and say that if you just want to make it as simple as possible, she's got the number 2 wrestler in her weight in the world right now, and as her first match. Second match is going to be someone who's up and coming that just beat her a couple months ago. Her third match is going to be the number 1 wrestler at her weight in the world right now, and then her finals will be number 3. And if you want to compare it to 86, you have David Taylor, Yazdani, and Naifanov, the Russian. There's the top 3, and then it drops off from there. And now, no disrespect to Helen, but based on her most recent performance, it's the same kind of thing in her weight class, where there's the 3, 2 of them on her side, Kawhi and Rong from China, and then Ada Koroye on the other side, and she's going to have to go through all 3 to do it. But we were talking about this, 2 things. One, what you said about getting, it's Helen, so if anybody can do it, it's the one who just wrote like the most amazing story from 2016, and she got it out of her system in Poland. Don't expect the same person. And if she does, we're all psyched to watch the next greatest chapter in what will now become one of the most storied, celebrated things in the history of American wrestling.
Yes.
If she does... Go ahead, CP.
Go ahead. No.
I was going to say, if she goes through this bracket, wins this, back-to-back Olympic golds, like, build a statue for her at the OTC, because she will, like, forever be USA Women's Wrestling's GOAT.
Yeah, I'll go full Mongolian if that happens. It's all better off it.
You'll be escorted from the press conference, or from the press room?
I'll be escorted. I will lose my credential, lifetime ban like Pete Rose from baseball.
Hey, we were hoping the Armenian coach, when they wrestled Saeed in Greco, the Egyptian, he was going to go do some Mongolian type stuff because he was fired up after that match.
Kind of tame so far, not a lot of shenanigans. No one's disrobed, I think that's kind of a no news is good news kind of thing. One other thing, Miles Amin, I think as a result of the perfect draw David got, Miles is going to have a chance to medal. He's really going to have a good opportunity. I mean, it's not ideal to have David first round, but if he can get by the Colombian, who's not bad, that guy can wrestle, but if he can get by him, I think he's going to be in position to place. He's already beaten Shabanov, right? So that's pretty cool. I mean, USA could be bringing two medals back from '86 potentially, even though he's not wrestling for the United States.
One American and one San Marinese American.
Are you sure that's how you say that? San Marinese?
Not 100%. But yeah, if
I think it's San Mayonnaise. It's San Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise, yeah.
And then we got to talk about Gilman because, well, he it's kind of messed up because Kozak did this, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Thomas is a good guy. He's a hard wrestler, and he's an American, and Kozak built the bracket of death, and the blockchain agreed with it and decided, hey, this is going to be the path. Uh-oh. I'm getting jammed up here.
Watch out.
Oh, no.
We got to...
Oh, sorry. Do I have to? Okay. I got to go, guys.
All right.
All right, have fun in jail.
Back into the thing. All right. Hey, call the law offices of Marks and Harrison and get me out of here. Wait, no, hold on. Thank you.
We'll send lawyers, guns, and money.
Hold on. How about that guy coming? They're so not, man. The Japanese people, I'm telling you, they are so nice. I mean, you said that was the police. They're like,
that was his way of saying you're going to prison. He was so nice about it.
He was like, I must arrest you unless...
I just got Mirandized, and it was just the best experience. All right, well, so I'm gonna walk back in. I'll put a bow on it. We'll see if they let me back in. Flashing the badge. You're getting a real behind the scenes look here. Okay, I'm in. All right, cool. So yeah, Gilman has Agoyev in round 1. But if you're gonna get Agoyev, I want him in round 1. I want him off the scale. I want him, maybe not feeling at his best, because we got a savage. Thomas Gilman's a savage, and he's gonna come at him hard. And I think control ties and underhooks need to be a part of the equation. I think limiting leg attacks need to be a part of the equation because this is the best reattacker. I'll say it in the bracket, better than Takahashi. So yeah, he's gonna have to be selective there. But I'm excited to watch him. I'm not writing him off. The path is not really that great after Agoyev. It's full of tough guys. It's just a very tough way. It's got a lot of challenging guys. So yeah, that's Gilman, and that's it for me. I have to go. I got to go back in there. Thanks for letting me call in. You guys have fun, and talk to you later.
Later, CP.
So,
Have
stay
fun
safe.
in prison.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Yeah, we can get a little more into Gilman's draw. Kozak, we actually have that death bracket that you made.
Yeah.
What did you say? There's only like 1 or 2 differences?
Yeah, I think there's only like 2 differences in what side the guys are on. So I put Sanayev and Takahashi on Gilman's side. So I don't know. I can't really see that. Hopefully it's clear to the people at home. But yeah, Sanayev and Takahashi were on Gilman's side. But other than that, you look at Aguyev, he's the number 1 guy in the weight. Otley's the number 2 guy in the weight. I have Abdulayev as the number 3 guy. So even if Gilman gets by Aguyev, then he's going to have Abdulayev round 2 and then probably Otley round 3. So he'll have to take out the 1, 3, 2 guys in succession. And so I don't know how blockchain works, but it looks like it works by just taking my work and, that, like they say, like the meme or whatever, like, can I copy your work? Like, yeah, just change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're welcome, blockchain.
Yeah. And, you're not the only, blockchain's not the only one that likes to crib your death brackets. We saw them tweet it out earlier. got a few people. If you're into trolls, it was a successful one.
Brilliant.
If you got duped by it, you're probably not so happy about seeing the fake brackets by the fake UWW account. And what you were saying about your death bracket that did get changed, the thing they changed it up a bit. Takahashi and Sanaev. Takahashi probably the next one that you don't want to see, but change Takahashi or Sanaev out for Atlee, Atri, Harutunian, or Denabat, that other quarter that's on Gilman's side. It doesn't make it much tougher.
Yeah, our Denabat is really tough. He and Gilman had a really close match a couple years ago. Gilman did beat him, but yeah, it's
Atlee and Harutunian, I would say, are the two toughest. They're separated, so you're going to get one of those two monsters.
I would be pissed if I was Mičić, the number one seed. You get Takahashi right away, then Sanaev,
and then Ravi Kumar.
And then Ravi?
It's almost a mirror image of Gilman's, and maybe just like a hair easier.
right.
But no favors at all for the number one.
Yeah,
seed.
but as the number one seed, that's why you're real mad. It's like I went to, Euros ranking series tournament. I earned this number one seed by participating in all these events, and this is how I'm rewarded.
Yeah.
Which that's part of just 57 kilos. It's really freaking tough.
I was gonna say the only thing that the real takeaway is there's almost nowhere to hide. There's only one good quarter, and I like the way they do the brackets. I think they should have them more this way, where it's the two different sides, so you can really see the quarters, especially with just 16. It's all nice and even. Ravi Kumar, no offense to these guys, but they're just a shade below. They're no easy outs.
I want those guys to be offended.
Yeah, I'm coming for you, Tigros of Colombia, and then Kerbachi of Algeria and Van Galov of Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Those are the guys you want in your bracket, and I also Ayuna Fafe of Guyana-Bissau. You could switch him out probably for Van Galov to get the most favorable bracket, but it's still not an easy one. But either way, Ravi Kumar set up the best, but there's no good way to get to the finals in this bracket.
Yeah, that one quarter, it's going to be Kumar and Vangelov. I'd be shocked if it was anything different. And yeah, I mean, even if you're Atlee, it's like, okay, you still got two really hard matches before you have, a Aguyev probably in the semis, or Abdulayev. It's like, or Gilman.
Or Gilman.
Yeah.
John.
So, yeah. Right. So yeah, there's no safe place here. I guess the only thing would be is like, okay, if you would have had a little easier first round match before you hit the top tier guys, that might make you feel a little bit better. But it's the Olympics. It's 57. What are you gonna expect, right?
And we've got David Paul Simon in the chat asking what time and channel. These will start at 9 p.m. tonight Central Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, and then the semis will be at 4:15 Central, 5:15. I don't know technically which channel. Just go to the NBC Olympic
Yeah, I just
webpage.
replied the link to him.
Yeah, there you go. We got it. So that's how you get it there. You can also tune into our watch party, which goes live for every session. And you can listen along, mute your computers and listen along with us three and David Bray as we discuss the action and random other things.
Do we want to make like picks here? Do we want to talk about like how we see the bracket playing out, or we kind of already did that in a couple shows ago? But what do you think?
No, I mean we actually have brackets.
Have the brackets?
Yeah, we literally have the brackets now. We did not have them.
We do.
Nor was I around for the last time.
Yep, and these are the real ones. This is not a troll. We're not trying to con you guys.
Be a dope troll this would be the real troll.
This was
if we doctored these brackets up.
Yeah. So, yeah, who wants to go first?
I'll go. I got Yuguev over Takahashi. In the final, it's not a very brave pick, I guess. But a lot of times that's just how it plays out. Yuguev's tough, and he's so good at reattacks, and Gilman, I think, could just kind of shoot right into him. Looking for his single leg and Yuguyev take advantage. And yeah, it's Yuguyev right off the scale. Yes, if you're gonna wrestle him, that's probably when you want to do it. But we've never seen Yuguyev gas to the point where he like breaks. You see him maybe get tired, but he's so tough and sound technically to where he can take a step back and still be better than pretty much anybody.
Yeah, and it's, you talk about his reattacks, and that was kind of what CP was talking about too. But then you look at even his top game, and once he gets on top, he gets turns at such a high percentage as well. So it's like he's dangerous kind of any way you cut it. But you ready to make your bronze picks, or you want us to talk while you think about your bronze?
Yeah, I guess I didn't think I would have to look at how repechage would play out.
All right, I'll make my picks for 57. So I originally said in our preview and picks article, I said Takahashi over Aguyev. And now looking at the bracket, I don't feel good about it because Takahashi's path is really tough in that he'll have Micic first round, who is not somebody who's just going to walk over. And then Sanayev, who's really, really good, world silver, world bronze medalist. And then Kumar in the semis. And Kumar has, I believe, owned the series against Takahashi. He has 2 wins, 14-5 and 6-1 over Takahashi. So I don't feel good about my pick, but I'm gonna keep it.
Double down.
I'm gonna double down. I'm not gonna take the easy way out. I'm gonna take Takahashi over Aguyev, and then for bronze, I'm gonna go with I'll go Kumar for bronze on the one side, and then on the other side, I'll go with Abdulayev. I really like the way he's been wrestling lately, and I'll go with him.
Yeah, real trendy pick, Abdulayev. No, but I like that. And I like the fact that you're sticking with Takahashi. I'll just jump ahead, even if JD was ready. I got to go with Aguyev. I don't even know what I picked before. You're going to have to tell me. But it's his quad. He's just been winning too much lately. And even though he doesn't have an easy path, I think he comes out on top. I'll go Harutunian for the bronze, coming out of his quarter, and then winning the repechage match against Abdulayev, even though Abdulayev's been looking good lately. And then on the other side, I think it's Ravi Kumar. He's going to be the freshest from that quarter. And then for bronze, I'll go ahead and say Takahashi.
I will go Atlee for bronze.
Why not?
On that side, and Sanayev for bronze out of the other side.
Nah, it's not going to be Sanayev. I would like to see Micic, for the record, would love to see him get on that podium. And obviously Gilman, too. That's just a gnarly bracket.
That is a gnarly bracket, indeed.
Yeah, it's not set up for the odds to be in their favor. But, it's the Olympics, and just like we think it'd be awesome if Helen could rampage her way through and make history, we'd love to see Gilman and Micic defy the odds and make our picks look bad.
All right, do I want to move on to 86?
Nah, skip it.
I mean, it's almost a...
We better have very similar picks, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, DT Yazdani final,
Right.
I think anything else would shock us.
If you pick anything else, you're just doing it because you either want to be contrarian, go against the grain, or like you don't know who these people are, and it's like going to the racetrack and betting on horses because they have cool names.
Yeah. Is anybody taking you? I'm pretty sure Spade, you picked Yazdani over Taylor in your official
Spade didn't pick
predictions.
one American to
Wrong.
win.
Balls. Pick Kyle Snyder. So take that back immediately and apologize.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I did. I basically hedged my hopes and for the Americans, except for Snyder, who I picked just to go against the grain. And also because I believe he's been in a different training environment. He's been with Kale and the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club, which has amassed the most amount of talent maybe in history, certainly in the U.S. And then, so I think he gets the better side of life, and that's the different weight class. And in this one, I'm saying, yeah, okay, let's pick Yazdani. If I'm right, great. If I'm wrong, good. That's the kind of thinking. And I would love to be proved wrong. And if Taylor gets an Olympic gold medal, man, that's a great story. And I win on that side. I'd be happier if I was wrong on my pick.
So you're just like, but
It's cheating. It's hedging.
Cheating.
It's you can call it a
You're a
wimp
coward.
move.
Yeah, how do you really feel? That's what we all want to know.
How do I really feel?
do you really think Yazdani's gonna win?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay.
But how can we trust you?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, what is trust anyway?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that match is going to be the closest of their three that they would have if they wrestled. Just because, as you wrestle somebody more, you figure out their style, and I don't think Yazdani's just going to try to go out there and wrestle every position and as hard as he can right from the start with Taylor. I think that's the wrong move.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying like honest, like absolutely no whatever. It's extremely close to a coin flip.
Yeah.
In my head, whether I can believe myself now, I don't even know. But anyone that says it's stupid to pick against David or it'd be impossible, like I don't agree with that.
I agree with you there.
yeah.
I think, hey, everybody wants to pick David Taylor. I think that's cool too. But to say that it would be dumb to pick Yazdani, I don't agree with that. So maybe that's just my way of saying look, this is a close match, so don't expect it's not 100%.
No,
And nothing's 100, but I mean, is it 90? I don't think it's 90%.
Like I think it's closer than a David Taylor pin or tech, like it was. Although when David Taylor pinned Yazdani, don't forget that he got down 9-0 first, I believe, right?
No, it was closer. It was a closer match. It felt 9-0, but it was two cautions.
Two cautions. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he got walked off the mat.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very close.
And then Yazdani just completely collapsed. I don't envision one of those scenarios. I think it's a regular decision, but this has been David Taylor's dream since he was 6 years old. And a lot of people say their goal is Olympic champion. It was actually David Taylor's goal when he was 6 years old, and he has believed he can achieve it for the entire time. He's literally been working his whole life for this, and I think it comes to fruition in 2 days.
Yeah, and I know I was giving you a hard time, Spay. I'm sorry for trying to pin you down, but
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I'm not sorry.
A lot of heat coming from that
I'm not
side
sorry.
of the studio right now.
But
Not talking about the lights.
that Taylor Yazdani match is so scary to me as a Taylor fan, American fan, just because I know how good Yazdani is. I know it's going to be the Olympic final, and it's going to be so close, and how good both of those guys are. It's oh man,
It's crazy. Also reading the Iranian fans on the message boards and stuff about how Yazdani's already reached the pinnacle. He's already the greatest. He's already done all this stuff, but so much of his legacy is now pinned and hinges on beating David Taylor. To be oh well, you only won because David was either hurt or not in the weight or whatever. One Olympic gold medal at this point for Yazdani's career and legendary story is not enough yet at this point. He has to go through David and win, and he's first got to go through Naifanov, who is improving. I mean, he's a young guy. He's younger than Karugliev, I think, by a little bit, right? Either way.
Yeah, he is.
So we're all picking David and Yazdani in the finals. The question is bronze. I'm picking Naifanov, but I think his match with Gosen is going to be closer. Gosen's coming on strong. He's a young guy from Turkey. He'll probably see Naifanov. He'll get through Takatani. And then, it's not just a homer pick because he's an awesome guy that wrestles for Michigan. But Amin has beaten Shabanov, and Shabanov, we were talking about this during the watch party. He's a smaller guy. I forgot this, Kozak, but you said he wrestled at 66 kilos and beat Frayer in the 12 Olympics.
Yeah, he wrestled Jared Frayer at 66 kilos.
And now he's just inflated himself. He's a classic tweener. He's, 79 would probably be his weight. 74, he looked really good, but he looked huge. I mean, he was too big for 74. And you drag him out to deep waters, he's got to keep those muscles inflated with oxygen. He may score against Taylor. He may gain a lead at some point, but if Taylor is going to keep his pace up, and Amin can do the same thing, and Amin is filled out and is a full-size 189, wrestled 97, I think it's Amin for bronze.
Yeah, so you mentioned that Yazdani has Shapiev first round, and then he'll ultimately have Nafanov probably in the semis, probably Reichmuth in the quarters. And this is a much tougher path than he had in 2016. I know, Spade, you've talked about that in the past, but Shapiev is actually very good. He just beat Valiev from Russia, world bronze, just at the Ali Aliyev. He beat him, and then he beat Bekayev, who just won the Oregon, who I have both of those guys ranked in the top 10 in the world. So Yazdani is going to have a tough path. He's going to be tested. Now, what does that look like? Yazdani against another top 10 guy in the world? Well, we'll see. And then Reichmuth took world bronze 2019, and then Nafanov was also world bronze. So Yazdani's not just going to have the easiest path like he did in 2016. He'll be tested, and it'll be good
When
to
was
see.
the last time Yazdani lost, not to David Taylor?
Oh,
And to whom was it?
He lost to Sabalov and Gazi Magomedov when he was
Right.
down at 74.
When
David
was this?
Taylor,
Right,
Taylor,
like 15, I
Sabalov was
think. Sabalov was 16 the year of
Medved.
the Olympics, right?
February 2016.
Right. And before that, Sabalov was Gazi was in the finals at 70 kilos.
Yep.
And
15.
and
He also lost to Shabanov in January 2016 at 74 kilograms. So
in the
Now they're
defense of everybody not Yazdani, he does not wrestle that much.
he was hurt recently. Remember, he was
Yes.
tweeting from the hospital
Yes, but still,
or Instagramming.
yeah, if the Olympics had been last year, he would not have been 100%, and maybe not even would have gone because they have Gasimpur, who's really good as well. So yeah, it was good for Yazdani for the Olympics to be postponed.
Everybody wants Yazdani David Taylor, right?
Yes.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, Russians, no. But everybody besides that. And then people with connections to these other wrestlers.
but Spay, you hate a dad bod king.
I hate Deepak Punia because he forfeited the finals to Yazdani and said he was hurt, but then you watch his semifinal match, you're like, no, you weren't. You weren't at all. There's no way you were hurt. But I don't know. I'm not trying to cast aspersions and call anybody out, but not that anybody in India or Deepak cares. But that left a bad taste in my mouth. So
I don't care. I'm team Deepak.
yeah,
Yeah.
you condone that stuff, is what you're saying.
I'm just saying, anybody who is out here winning world medals, making world finals with a physique like that, that's not a heavyweight. I kind of have to stand.
Yeah,
Okay,
he doesn't pass the eyeball test at all, but he was a junior world champion.
He beat Jacob Warner.
beat Jacob Warren. I mean,
And he really,
Yeah.
he looked like the chunky fat high schooler when he did that.
Yep.
Yeah, he's even more so then.
Yeah.
Well, then he's going to win gold at the Olympics. When you put it like that, when you provide all that evidence,
He beat Jacob Warner. He's going to win the Olympics.
Gonna win the Olympics.
all right, you root for Deepak. I hope he loses to, I think Zhu Xin Lin takes him out.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think he's actually my pick for bronze.
For bronze?
Yeah?
Over Amin and Shabanov?
You're standing by that.
Yes,
Okay,
All right.
with the utmost confidence.
there you go.
I'm gonna go Amin and Nafanov on the other side. Taylor for gold.
Nafanov for me on the other side. that side's a little less. I feel like Nafanov's kind of not a lock for bronze, but a very big favorite for bronze.
He's hit and miss for me. I feel like I don't want him to be better, but like, and I don't think it's also that I just like imagine that he's better in my mind. It's just like sometimes he looks like so good, but then other times he'll have these really boring, crappy matches.
Yeah, sometimes he doesn't really open up, can be really controlled. Similar to Kruglev, though. Kruglev can wrestle very close, tight matches as well.
Yep.
Can also kick people in the face and knock them out.
Yeah.
But that's kind of exciting.
That's a nice advantage, to be able to temporarily knock your opponent unconscious.
All right. Did we
make picks for Helen?
Yeah, we can make picks for Helen. I'll go first. I'll go Kawhi over the Nigerian woman.
Adekoroye?
Yep, in the finals.
Yeah, I have the inverse of that. I'm gonna go with
that. That wouldn't shock me.
Adekoroye. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how. We talked about Helen. She knew she wasn't gonna be 100% in Poland, so she was kind of going there to shake off the rust. So how close was she? But with the way that Adekoroye looked against Helen there, it's like, oh my, this is something.
It was shocking.
Yeah, right. And we've talked about how good the Nigerian women have looked this week up to this point. So yeah, I'm gonna go with her over Kawhi, and give me Helen for bronze. I'll go with Helen for bronze, and then we'll go with Kurichkina at the other bronze from Belarus.
JD, you need more time for your bronzes again?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got Adekoroye winning as well, like John. Kawhi, though, like that to me is as close as David Taylor, Yazdani. Kawhi's also in Japan. There's a lot of pressure on the Japanese women to be the showcase event of wrestling. They're the last match. There's 6 evenings of medal matches, and a women's weight class is the headliner, the last match of every single day. And Japan wants to win those. But I just think Adekoroye is just a different level, and Danny Agali, Olympic champ for Canada, but originally from Nigeria, is back helping that team. The women look really good. Blessing obviously made the finals over Ududu with Tamyra. So give me Adekoroye for bronze. To continue with my streak of hating Americans and picking against them, I'll go Ning Ning Rong of China. As much as I actually hate doing it, for real, I would love Helen to write another crazy awesome chapter of her story. But we'll do Kawhi Gold, Rong for bronze, Adekoroye, Kawhi silver, Adekoroye Gold, and then it could be anyone, but keep an eye out. I don't know if this is a pick or just I want to point it out, but Jane Valencia trains with the Inline Wrestling Club. Dr. Jane Valencia, her husband is Olympic silver medalist Jaime Espinal, wrestled for Puerto Rico in 2012. So that could be a fun pick. So maybe that'll happen.
I'll roll with you. Wrong in Valencia.
Oh, okay. Double down on my man. That's well, yeah.
Interestingly enough, NLWC with a wrestler at every weight. Or these 3 weights. I shouldn't say every weight competing.
You got me thinking like Greco. Do they have weights?
I kind of
I think they got 5, right? Snyder, Gilman, David, Jane, and Bexod.
Yep. Had Helen for a little bit, she's no longer training there.
Yep. But yeah, go Helen. Hedging my picks. Call it the coward's path if you must.
Is there anything else we should hit on, or should we get out of here early?
We talked about team score a little bit. But,
yeah.
Team score, and then if Kyle can bring them up in the producer booth, I got the Shark picks.
Yeah.
We should talk about that.
We'll end with the bang with the Shark picks.
Yeah, we got just for the people that weren't pulling all-nighters like crazy savages that were in the chat.
Yeah, so the team score, we're going to put that up for you to look at here just a second. But USA, after 2.5 weights, USA and Kyrgyzstan are tied in first with 45 points. And that those points come just from Tamyra with 25 in gold and Adeline's 20 at silver. And so there's still a lot of wrestling to go, but about as good a start as we could have hoped for, minus Kayla, being eliminated, not medaling. But Japan failing to medal in the first 2 weights. They have reached the finals in the third, but the best they can do is tie with the United States with 45 after next round. So a lot of wrestling. Every weight is huge with only 6 weights, so there's really not much margin for error the rest of the way for Team USA. But it's really cool to see USA, with a really good start up at the top. But also, like, Kyrgyzstan is kind of a surprise to me. Didn't expect them to be challenging the way that they are and looking as good as they have.
Yeah, and it's not they're women. It's not because of singlets, because they're not wearing the phenomenal singlets that the men's team and Greco team has been wearing. Unfortunately, because they are something.
Mm-hmm.
They're great. As soon as we can pull them up.
Yeah, we got them up here. Super producer Kyle's got them up.
Already. I'm in the Slack here. I'm on my computer, and then I should look at the monitor. Yeah, that's Makhmudov. He took bronze. No, he took silver at what was it? 87.
77.
77. Thomas Lawrence, as David Bray would say, the first family of Greco-Roman wrestling in Hungary. The 2 brothers both made the finals. One has gold. We'll see how the other one does tomorrow. But yeah, I love the red one because of, like, the speed lines, like, coming out of them. Looks like cartoon or anime, as you kids would say. And then that blue singlet, it's a little bit more, I don't know, it's got the shading, a little 3-dimensional. Just badass overall. And then the coup de grace is the shoe. This is a company called Bigzer. Look at this thing. Just what a thing of beauty. We were talking about this stuff the whole time. No, the shoes were not worn at any time. The singlets were. They were in, normal shoes. But it says Shark in big letters. I mean, you can't get any more clear than that. And then up top there, around the cuff, if you can't see it, it says Wrestling Junior BS #. Hashtag.
Like, I don't know if the funky Flickr boys are even still a thing, or if trading shoes on Flickr is still a thing. That was a big thing when I was in high school. But these might get me back on there looking to get a pair.
Yeah, and I did a Bigzer deep dive.
You went deep.
I went deep. Found their Instagram. I read many of their posts. So it seems like this branding of the shark was built around, how do you say his last name? Makhmudov?
You got it.
Makhmudov. So it seems like it's built around him, and they call him the shark.
Yeah, it's just his nickname.
Yeah.
He's a predator.
And he's a predator. He attacks, the shark attack. And they made a post about the men's national team back in April. They got together and unanimously decided they were now going to represent the shark.
Of course it was unanimous.
Yes, on their singlet. and true to their unanimous vote, they have been repping the shark. And I also found some of their description of their shoe. And I'm trying to find it again. But it is the way that they phrased this, like the selling of their shoe, was unlike anything that I've read about a shoe in the past. So, I mean, you talked about the style. I was drawn in by what their performance, and that how they described the shoe, and that when you push on the shoe, it reacts unlike any other shoe in giving you stability and function in only a way that the shark attack can. And I'm paraphrasing, but it drew me in, and now I'm trying to find out how I can buy the shark attack shoe.
Got to be the shoes.
Look, there are not enough shark mascots. There are plenty of mascots that don't make sense. How many tiger mascots do we see? How many lion
So
mascots?
sick of tiger and lion mascots.
Do we see that?
Dime a
Dumb.
dozen.
Dumb. Outside
Stale.
of Texas, how often do you see those in the wild? Like, never.
Barely even in Texas now.
Yeah, I know. Occasionally one gets out and roams suburban streets. But besides that, no. So do sharks. Sharks are just as badass. They're the apex predator of the ocean.
They're awesome, and I especially like it as a mascot for a guy and then the whole team from Kyrgyzstan. A pretty small. I think they have like 11 million people in it. Rather poor. Not high on the developmental scale. Also completely landlocked and mountainous.
It's the
Soviet
Nebraska
Republic. Yeah.
of its area.
Like things from the ocean don't get sushi in Kyrgyzstan. It's this weird little country that no one even knows how to spell. There's like a Y and a Z and all this other stuff. And they're showing up. They're the best dressed dudes in the tournament. Tiny Bukova is snatching souls on the women's bracket. She's in the finals in an all-star matchup against another Kawhi. And, to me, Kyrgyzstan is the star of the Olympics right now. If you're looking for a weird country to learn about, because that's what the Olympics are all
weird,
about.
and that's kind of, what's a little cool about wrestling is sometimes we do learn about these countries that, if not, we would probably never have even heard of them, know nothing about them. And now we know a lot about them, and they're bringing home medals.
Now we're all experts in Kyrgyzstan.
Yep.
They speak a language related to Turkish.
There you go.
So if you know some Turkish, you might be able to converse with Akshol Makhmudov, 22-year-old superstar of Greco-Roman wrestling.
All right, you get that post, John?
No, I didn't find it, so I'm gonna.
Wow,
I'm
what a
gonna
tease.
I'm gonna give up. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's Oh, I found it. Okay. Sorry.
So
You were just
exciting.
setting us up.
Hey,
Setting us
all
up.
right. So it says the one who can attack and resist the pressure of the opponent wins the fight. Attack is a unique function that, when the foot is pressed on the sole, begins to fit the athlete's foot more tightly. This gives increased stability and a more rigid adhesion of the racer to the carpet when pushing. Specially developed materials that are combined into a single layer by the unique technology, high frequency current. I mean,
And you're also hired as spokesman for Big Zer.
yeah.
You got to get on the commission train, just like Bray was.
When you push your foot into the shoe, it's pressed on the sole and it begins to fit the athlete's foot more tightly. I mean,
And the dramatic line reading, too, of that promo.
yeah. Why didn't they think of how to make shoes like this sooner?
You got to read all the sponsor lines
Yeah.
for all of our shows from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sold.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're all getting Paris. It's settled then.
Yeah. We're gonna be the shark attacks.
Shark tax.
Hey, one other fun running bit from this Olympic watch party, which gets us completely delirious. I don't know how we're holding on right now, but
We have been in this studio for
Days.
it
Yeah.
feels like, we're entering a twilight zone. You guys were
we took a couple hour break, but we
Played
were
some
we
night
were in the
pong.
studio 12 hours ago.
Yeah, played night pong around 1 a.m. Y'all took a little nap underneath the tables, the desks. You were on a couch, JD. But and then you start rambling, start going on. But one thing that came up was ROC. So everybody realizes how silly it is that we can't call it by the regular name, Russia. What is ROC? Russian Olympic Committee. Okay, and then it all ties together because Musa Evloev from the Russian Olympic Committee
Gold medalist.
won a gold medal, and then instead of taking the flag they're not allowed to display, he took the weird emblem, which is just like the Olympic torch in the Russian colors of the flag, but just not the flag, on just this random white flag. This thing was invented like a month ago, and then they had a flag made so that he could run around the circle with a flag. It's like you could skip that
For
tradition.
a country that doesn't exist.
It's not a country. It's nothing. But anyway, the other point is Evloev has red hair, and David Bray famously has red hair. And
Famously.
what does ROC stand for? Well, that's the Russian Olympic Committee. David Bray suggested Redheaded Olympic Committee.
That's right.
So you don't have to call them the Russian Olympic Committee. They're the Redheaded Olympic Committee. I got a kick out of that. And now, whenever you see the ROC in these wrestling tournaments, just think Redheaded Olympic.
Redheaded Olympic Committee.
They have one redhead, and he won a gold.
All right. Well, I think that's a good point to sign off today. Shorter episode, but like you said, we might be getting a little delirious. We're kind of strung out. We need to start we are going home to go to bed now that it is 9 a.m.
Typical
here.
bedtime.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna be back every day, right?
Time. That's right. We will be back for the next 2 days. Sorry, no questions. Maybe when I wake up, I'll tweet something out. We can maybe get some questions answered tomorrow about any and all Olympic questions that y'all have. But for now, that's it. We got a Olympic watch party going. Hey, if you're tough it out with us. We're starting at 9:15 p.m. Central Time in about 12 hours, and we're going all the way through until about 8 a.m.
Yep.
7:30 a.m. Central Time again tomorrow. So
Let's do it.
anything else?
No, I'm pumped. Ask
say?
your questions in the chat. We're answering them the whole time.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
All right. Thanks everybody. See y'all tomorrow.